If AI ever gave you a terrible answer, it was probably your fault. Let me explain to you how you can make AI way smarter for you without writing a single line of code. But first, imagine that you and your family are building a brand new puzzle. The first thing that you do is you dump all the pieces onto the table and everybody just starts spreading them around. But then you go to look at the picture on the front of the box so that you can begin your strategy, just to find out that one of the kids already tossed it out into the garbage. That's how AI feels when you don't give it enough context. It doesn't have the vision and it doesn't have the right information in order to make a prediction for you. But if you give it the box cover, the full picture, all of the context that it needs, it's gonna do some pretty awesome stuff. Here's a few things that affects AI output quality. Number one, you need clarity. If you give it a vague prompt, you're gonna get vague answers. Number two, context. The more background that you give it, the more information it has to produce a better result. And third, structure. The more step-by-step that you give it, the more efficient that it can be for you, and it starts to think the way that you do and even start to improve it. Let me give you an example of a good prompt I wrote for you. You're a customer service expert. Write a 3-line follow-up email to someone who missed our appointment yesterday. Keep it casual and helpful. The goal is to get them back on the schedule. You'll notice I gave them a role so that they understand who they are. I gave them the step-by-step of what I'm looking for. I gave them context of why I'm texting them. And then I also gave them a goal. That's a pretty clear vision. Now, I know what you're thinking. By the time that I wrote that prompt, I could have just written the text myself. Here's the thing. Once you get good at prompting and creating these type of text for yourself, you now collect a library of text that you can start to use in these instances where you have that. And nobody has to think about it. At that point, AI doesn't, and you don't either. They're already created. Furthermore, you'll be able to automate those text messages in the future as your AI or your GPT, whatever you decide to build, starts to learn how you like it to speak or text with your customers. Let's say you run a spa and you want to send a thank you email. Don't just tell your AI agent, hey, write me a thank you email. Instead say, you're a world-class customer service agent. Write a short thank you email to a spa client who got a massage yesterday. Mention, we hope they feel great and offer a 10% discount on their next visit. The goal is to make them feel good enough that they want to return. Really quick, I enjoyed doing this in the last video for you guys, so I want to show you again how this plays out in the spa example we're talking about. So here in one window, I have write a thank you note for my spa client. And then over here, I have the prompt that I suggested for you guys that I just read to you. Let's send them at the same time and see what happens. Okay, so let me take a look back and forth and notice some differences. First thing off the bat, the first line feels a little bit more professional, more cold, while this one seems a little bit more endearing. Thank you so much for visiting us yesterday. We hope you're feeling relaxed, refreshed, and absolutely amazing after your massage. I actually enjoy that they didn't use the business name because it creates more of a relationship in the experience. Let's see, next line. We hope you left feeling refreshed and renewed. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to welcoming you back soon for another moment of self-care and tranquility. It was our pleasure to have you, and we'd love to welcome you back soon. As a small thank you, we're offering you a 10% off your next visit. Just mention this email when you book. I think, again, it's a little bit more warm, and then obviously you had the direction to use the 10% off in there. They also prompted in the email to mention it in the email when they book. And then I think my favorite piece of all was the ending, the closeout, the sign off. Here's to more moments of calm. You deserve them, right? Really empowering the customer to do so. While here you just have, if there's anything we can do to make your next visit even more special, please don't hesitate to let us know. Not as empowering. I think it's, please don't hesitate to let us know. But to me, I think the other one is far more empowering. You see the difference? Better instructions equals less editing for you in the background, but also a stronger result, less back and forth, and just a more productive response. Long story short, TLDR, if you want good results from AI, give it better prompts, give it a vision, give it that context, give it the things that we talked about today, and start to practice this. And you'll get more and more comfortable with it. In a future video at some point, I will go more in depth with prompt writing. I'm practicing it myself right now. So I will show you what I learn, and who knows, maybe even create a couple of examples for you guys that you can use in your business today. Next, I want to talk to you about AI agents, automations, and everything I'm learning from my research there, and how businesses are already scaling and growing more efficiently from using this in their businesses today.